the start of the new season more clearly with sports eyewear from Norval Opticians.
David, return to the Premiership, and I imagine you go into it in very good spirits and probably about as good a place as you possibly could go back into a return to the Premiership.
The last 4 weeks have been good. Obviously we finished the last round of Premiership games on a bit of a high with a really good performance against Worcester, 2 good wins in Europe, and then 1 good win and 1 good performance in the Anglo-Welsh. The squad are in good spirits. Everybody's confident. There's a lot of belief, but we're also well aware of the challenge that is going to Welford Road and the lack of success that we've had there in the recent past. But that's part of going there. We want to create our own little bit of history this year and be the first team in the last few years to win.
And those who've had a rest, presumably they're refreshed and sort of recharged and raring to go again.
That's the way the season's structured. We know there are a number of breaks right throughout the course of the season that give some of those players who have a lot of game time the opportunity to recover, but also equally some of the players who haven't played much, players who are coming back from injury, the opportunity to stake a claim. And I think over the last few weeks we've managed to get that balance right, and we've got a good squad to pick from going into the Leicester game.
And because of the way the likes of Sione Calamafoni, Henry Trinder have returned the last couple of weeks, how interesting is selection this week?
We always say that's what we want. One of the problems that we've had here over the course of the last couple of years is due to the number of injuries that we've had. We haven't really had a huge number of selection dilemmas week in, week out. We know now we do have, and hopefully with our international players coming back over the next few weeks with some of the players who've had those opportunities each week, that discussion will be a little bit more detailed. But the good thing for us is it allows us to produce a squad that's going to go into what is a really tough 4 weeks of competition.
How much have Leicester changed since Aaron Major effectively became acting director of rugby?
I don't think you'll see many changes in the way that Leicester approach the way they play. We know how good a team they are. We know that they've had a couple of difficult weeks in Europe, but actually if you analyse the games, it wasn't necessarily that they played badly. The teams they played against, Munster and Glasgow, were absolutely outstanding, particularly Glasgow. It's as good a club performance as I've seen in a long time. So we're well aware of the threats that they pose, the quality of player that they have. And for us, it's about taking the little bit of momentum, the confidence that we've had over the last number of weeks, and not just the last 4, but beyond that, the games that we've performed well in the Premiership, taking that into this weekend.
And have you got to go and replicate a Glasgow or a Munster to go there and win?
Well, that's the template. They've shown how well, or certainly Glasgow have shown how well you have to perform to get the win. So look, we're well aware of what we need to do. The focus has been very much now with our players coming back in on making sure the detail in our games right, making sure that we're well prepared, making sure that we're well prepared physically and mentally for what will be a big test.